In just 10 minutes, I dismantled an HOA that had terrorized our neighborhood for decades. Picture this: me grilling ribs in my backyard, only for Linda, the self-appointed HOA dictator, to call 911 on my cookout. She thought she could flex her power and shut me down. But 10 minutes later, karma hit harder than a rack of slow-smoked ribs. This story's got more twists than a thriller, and by the end, you'll never see your HOA the same way again. Where are you reading from? Drop your location in the comments. This all went down at my family's riverfront cabin in Willow Creek, a serene slice of heaven in Oregon. My granddad, Walter, owned it for 50 years, passing it to me in 2024 with one clear directive: keep the barbecue tradition alive. Walter was a legend around here. His weekend cookouts drew half the town, folks piling in for his melt-in-your-mouth ribs. I'm a freelance coder, so I can work from anywhere with Wi-Fi. This cabin? It's paradise, 300 feet of private riverfront, cedar trees all around, and I thought, no HOA nonsense. Turns out, I was wrong. See, when Walter snagged this land in 1975, it was just woods and water. He helped kickstart Riverbend Heights, the community that grew nearby, but his lot was deeded separately, free from the HOA's grip. Or so I believed. That morning in June 2025, the weather was perfect for smoking crisp air, blue skies, my high-end pellet smoker purring like a dream. I'd started the ribs at dawn, and by 9 a.m., they were developing that glossy, caramelized crust that makes your stomach growl. "Morning, Jake," called Henry, my neighbor, sipping coffee on his porch. Henry, a retired librarian and Walter's old pal, knew every tale about this river community. "Those ribs smell like heaven." Walter would approve. I grinned, waving my tongs. "Join me later? They'll be ready by 2. Henry nodded, but lowered his voice. "Heads up, though. Linda's been sniffing around about your smoker again. Something about neighborhood standards." I frowned. "Standards? This is an HOA land." Henry's face tightened. "You know that, I know that, but Linda? She's got other ideas." Right on cue, Linda Harper stormed across my lawn, all business in a pristine navy blazer, clutching a tablet like a weapon. At 55, Linda had ruled Riverbend Heights HOA for 20 years, not with shouting, but with a chilling, bureaucratic precision that made her demands feel like law. "Mr. Collins," she declared, "you need to shut that smoker down now." I stayed calm, tweaking the smoker's dial. "Morning, Linda. Gorgeous day, isn't it?" She wasn't here for chit-chat. This isn't a social visit. Our bylaws require 72-hour notice and board approval for outdoor cooking. Extinguish it immediately. I turned, keeping my tone even. "Linda, I've told you, my property isn't under your HOA. I've got the deed to prove it." I grabbed a folder from my outdoor kitchen kept handy after past run-ins with her. She didn't even glance at it. Irrelevant. As of 2003, all of Riverbend Heights falls under our authority. Your grandfather's old deal doesn't hold. Her words dripped with disdain, like Walter had pulled some shady trick instead of owning his land outright. My jaw clenched, but I stayed cool. My deed's legal. I've got surveys, permits, and the right to grill on my own land. Linda's eyes narrowed. "What you've got is a fire hazard and a blight on our community's image. That smoke's a nuisance." I gestured at the breeze carrying the savory aroma toward the river, away from every house. "The wind's blowing that way, Linda. Nobody's bothered but you." Her voice sharpened, a crack in her polished facade. "It's about standards, Mr. Collins. One person flouting the rules drags us all down. This is your final warning, put it out, or face consequences." He stood firm. "And I'm telling you, you've got no power here. This is private property, fully permitted." That's when her face changed cold, calculated, a predator sizing up prey. With a smirk, she pulled out her phone, making sure I heard every word. 911, I'm reporting a fire emergency at 1782 Riverbend Lane. Uncontrolled burn, toxic smoke. It's a hazard." I froze, tongs in hand, as the operator responded. "Ma'am, is this a structure or vegetation fire?" Linda went full Oscar mode, fake coughing. "I can't breathe thick black smoke everywhere. Could be chemicals." He's been burning for hours. I couldn't stay silent. It's barbecue smoke. I am cooking ribs. She hissed, quiet, then resumed her act. The owner's hostile, claiming it's just cooking, but it's clearly dangerous. Possibly accelerants. The operator's voice sharpened. We're sending fire and hazmat units. Move to a safe distance. Linda hung up, smug as ever. Hazmat, I said, incredulous. On my ribs. She smirked. I called the proper authorities. They'll handle your illegal fire. Henry, who'd overheard, looked livid. Linda, calling 911 on a barbecue? That's low even for you. She snapped. Stay out of this, Henry, unless you want a fine for interfering. Henry laughed. Interfering? On Jake's land. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder. Linda's smile turned vicious. Here they come. Hope you're ready to explain your crimes. I gather my documents, calm but steely. Oh, I'm ready, Linda. Starting with why you just lied to 911. Fire trucks, police cars, and an ambulance roared in, lights flashing like a disaster flick call for my legal barbecue. Deputy Carter, a sharp young officer, stepped out, scanning the scene. My smoker, no flames, just fragrant smoke drifting toward the river. Who reported the fire? Linda strode forward, tablet in hand. I did. This man's running an illegal burn despite HOA warnings. Carter glanced around, clearly unimpressed. Looks like a standard grill setup, ma'am. Linda doubled down. It's excessive, likely a commercial operation disguised as personal use. Fire Chief Alvarez approached me. Sir, we need to check your setup. I handed over my folder. Here's my deed, permits, and surveys showing this lot's outside HOA control. Alvarez reviewed them thoroughly. Electric smoker, proper clearances, food-grade pellets. This is safer than most grills. Linda bristled. It violates our standards. This property's under our 2003 charter. Carter checked my survey against his phone. County records show this lot's exempt from HOA oversight. Henry chimed in. I've lived here 30 years. Walter's lot was always separate. Linda snapped. Your memory's irrelevant, Henry. But Carter wasn't buying it. Ma'am, you reported chemical smoke and breathing issues. Need medical attention? Linda backpedaled. The smoke was worse earlier. I pointed at the river. Wind's been steady all day, carrying smoke away. Carter's tone hardened. Filing a false 911 report is serious. Were you in distress or assuming risks? Alvarez cut in. This smoker's safer than a fireplace. No violation here. Linda's voice rose. It's about property values. One rule breaker hurts us all. Carter held up my deed. This lot's not under your rules. Linda, red-faced, insisted. Our 2003 charter overrides everything. Henry muttered, Funny, I don't recall that charter being legit. I added, Here's my tax assessment separate from HOA parcels. Carter nodded. This checks out. Mr. Collins is in the clear. Linda, fuming, vowed this isn't over. I'll escalate to the county. Alvarez warned, frivolous complaints waste resources, ma'am. Carter issued her a formal warning for misusing 911. As the trucks left, neighbors apologized, shaking their heads at Linda's antics. But Henry grabbed my arm. She's not done, Jake. Linda doesn't lose gracefully. She'll make your life hell. He was right. Monday morning, a violation notice was taped to my door, $200 daily fine for unauthorized cooking equipment. Tuesday cited excessive smoke. Wednesday claimed I was running an illegal restaurant. By Friday, I got hit for a thermometer on my deck, labeled unauthorized signage. Each notice was official-looking, designed to intimidate. Then came a certified letter from Grayson & Associates, Linda's lawyers, demanding I remove my smoker, pay $1,000 in fines, and submit to HOA oversight, citing their 2003 charter. My blood boiled. They were calling my deed a prior arrangement. Henry got a letter, too, for his non-compliant shed. She's targeting anyone who backs you, he said, pointing to neighbors clutching similar envelopes. I was ready to quit, covering my smoker with tarps, when Henry stopped me. Giving up? Walter faced this nonsense, too. I froze. What? Henry smiled. Check the attic. Walter hid something for times like this under his old fishing trophies. That night, I dug through the attic, finding a box beneath Walter's trophies. Inside was a note. For Jake, if the HOA tries to bully you, this is your weapon. Love, Granddad. There were the 1975 River Bend Heights Development Agreement and a clause giving the Collins property permanent override authority over HOA decisions. Walter hadn't just opted out secured veto power, tied to his riverfront access deal. Monday, I launched my counterattack, sending a letter to Linda and the HOA board, citing the 1975 agreement and requesting a meeting. At the Wednesday meeting, Linda mocked my claims, insisting her 2003 charter ruled supreme. Her lawyer, Grayson, urged caution, but Linda shut him down. Our charter overrides all. The board, minus one dissenter, rejected my evidence. Henry dropped a bombshell. The 2003 charter's approval meeting was suspiciously private, with no county oversight. I dug into county records and found no trace of the charter. Worse, its seal was from a fired official, invalid since 2002. The HOA was a fraud, collecting $150,000 in fines over 20 years, most funneled to Linda's accounts. Friday, Grayson called, urgent. Meet me tonight. This is bigger than you know. I invited the neighborhood to a Saturday meeting, setting up my smoker and a projector. As 40 residents, including Linda, gathered, I revealed the 1975 agreement, then exposed the fake 2003 charter and Linda's theft $112,000 siphon from fines. The crowd erupted. Linda screamed. Those were admin fees, but Deputy Carter, tipped off, arrested her for fraud. Her husband, Greg, was caught transferring funds offshore. As we celebrated with ribs, Henry whispered, Greg wasn't alone. Someone's still moving money. Police sirens wailed again. Comment busted if you think we stopped them, or bolted if you think they escaped with the cash. Got an HOA horror story? Spill it below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Should I have gone public or settled quietly? Was Linda a mastermind or just desperate?